In my paper, I covered poisonous hemlock and its effects and uses. In the past, poisonous hemlock has been recognized as a harmful plant and has been known about its uses for poisoning people and or animals. By Greeks, it was referred to as konis, meaning whirlabout, because of the effects that it caused on the body when ingested, such as vertigo and oftentimes death. They used it to kill people by administering it to criminals and or prisoners that they felt needed to be killed. Socrates also died from ingesting it in a plant tea. Its uses when used to produce medicine, the roots, seeds, and leaves are all used, despite knowing its toxicity and harmful effects that it has on humans. It's used to treat teething in children, asthma, swollen joints, and cramps in adults. It's known to treat asthma because of its relaxation of the respiratory muscles and cramps because of the neurotoxicity and its effects on other muscles and other parts of the body. It can be ingested as a tea or as a solid form medicine or pill. Its classification falls into the parsley family. For this family, it grows significantly taller than most other plants at 2 to 4 feet. It has white budding flowers, and the entire plant has a bitter taste. But the fruit and seeds have a distinct odor on top of this bitter taste in case it is ingested to deter animals and humans and warn them that it has a toxic or poisonous effect. Poisonous hemlock is poisonous because of the alkaloids that are present in it and because of their structures. The amino acid rings are the reasoning for this. The byproducts are the alkaloids from these structures. The structures are important because the carbons are connected horizontally to the nitrogen, which gives it its poisonous effect when ingested. When in the body, it takes a small amount to be lethal, only 5 milligrams per kilogram of the body, of the overall body weight. When ingested, it causes paralysis as well as nausea, weakness, but the overall cause of death is normally respiratory paralysis. Interesting facts are it's thought to have killed 8 Kentucky Derby horses a few years back. The true cause was not known as to whether or not it was administered or if they ingested it while grazing, eating caterpillars that might have ingested hemlock. It is also responsible for killing Socrates. He used it on himself in a tea. And it's also a neurotoxin, but it's a neurotoxin because of the conine alkaloid that is present in it, and it has similar effects on the body as nicotine as it attacks the same receptors. Current issues with poisonous hemlock are that it produces so many seeds a year. It produces over 30,000, and it's available, and it's also able to attack and invade any habitat that it chooses, making it an invasive species. It also has very similar looks to other plants that have similar effects, whether they're ingested or touched, which makes it oftentimes difficult to deal with or figure out a path to choose in getting rid of it, or how to deal with it, or possibly who to call to come in and deal with it for you. In the future and in the past, research has been to figure out how it can be used to treat asthma as it affects respiratory muscles, but in the future, I know they want to find ways that it can be used to treat it altogether. Learning how these different alkaloids affect the body are going to help in finding new paths that can be used. And different alkaloids that can be used to treat different symptoms and diseases. Those will be known later once they are able to synthesize each different alkaloid and find out which one can be used for each different symptom.